So Charles, it's lovely to have the opportunity to have a chat today about what we've got planned. Let's start off by talking about what is it that we're going to be offering.
What we're offering is a program that's going to help lawyers understand what coaching is and then apply it in multiple different ways. But for me, coaching is a kind of a methodology. It's a style that's all about liberating the potential in others. And what this course is particularly going to focus on is how do you use coaching as a way of managing others, so as a management style and as a relating style, how you relate to others. And for me, the reason this is particularly helpful to have in your armory is that it gives you all kinds of great byproducts. If you get good at coaching and deploying it well, then you become a much better delegator. You enable ownership and responsibility in all the people that are around you. You get better performance from those around you and yourself. You enable better decision making. You get better quality relationships just because when you're using coaching, you do that. And finally, it gives you back time. And in a time short world, it's so useful to have extra time suddenly that you can deploy in ways you want to, whether it's using your expertise more or having a bit of time at home. So that's why I think coaching is so relevant and so useful.
Yeah, I mean, you've already touched upon why it's always been difficult to be a lawyer, because they have to develop and deliver a great work product, deliver great client service. As they progress their career, they have to then manage other people, and they have to delegate and let go, and encourage other people to develop their skills. And then increasingly, as they progress further, they want to be seen as a lawyer who is a leader internally and externally. And that's always been a challenge. But if you think about the world in which we're leading now, it's transformed. It's more demanding. You know, all clients are demanding anyway, but law has been running very hot. And it's a very, very challenging time to be a leader. And so coaching really, I believe, right now is a skill which is going to help people to manage the challenges and the complexities of leading today. And we know, you know, the old style of leading where people were hands-on in the same office, physically located together, very, very high level of checking and supervision. We know that's not going to work. You can't be that directive, because we're now going to be faced with hybrid working, people in the office, not in the office, working from home. So this flexibility of leadership style, I think, is absolutely crucial. And in all of the clients I'm working with, in all of the law firms I'm working with, the demand where people are saying we need our people to be better able to develop and invest in individuals, it's really high. So, as you know, the PSFI has focused and is focusing on professional services world. So the world that we know is lawyers, accountants, and consultants. And I believe that gives us an insight into the challenges that you've mentioned that professionals are facing, and also how they can deploy coaching skills to the benefit of the firm and their clients and their people. So that expertise and that insight is very much part of PSFI. What I really love about the opportunity of working with you and TPC is, as you've explained, you work with professional services firms, but you also work with a lot of the clients of professional services firms. So you're bringing in another dimension, another perspective into how this style of leadership works. You're also very well known for having a track record of delivering many open programs, not just on coaching, but as on leadership. And I think there are great benefits, therefore, for bringing those capabilities together for the first time.
Yeah, so likewise, I think as two organizations, we're very complementary. And I think we're quite interesting in terms of, you know, we've been coaching in those domains and deploying coaching also as managers and leaders. I founded TPCL, which is now a global consultancy with 18 offices around the world. And so I've had to think about, how do I use my coaching day to day to manage and help grow a professional service firm? And I know that you've had experience both coaching many senior lawyers, but also using your coaching to manage others in your firm too. So I think this combination of knowing the topic between us, but also deploying it on a day-to-day will hopefully will make it very practical for people.
So what we have planned is 6 masterclasses, which each last for 3 hours, and they're going to be on Zoom. So that gives the opportunity for people to meet on the meetings platform, see each other face to face, establish connections and relationships, where we're going to cover a lot of the content. We're also going to give people the opportunity to learn and curate their own learning before each of the masterclasses and after them. So we're going to make available a wide range of quality resources. So it might be podcasts or webinars or frameworks or things to read, because we know people like to learn in different ways and at different times and at their own pace. And then the last thing we're offering is the chance to build that network. So there'll be a lot of opportunities for people to interact and be with their peers.
Yes, I like the way it's set up in bite sizes.
Yeah.
Which then I can very easily, once I've attended one module, apply it. So when I've applied it and I come back to the next module, I can hear how my other people on the course has been applying what they've learned, and so it really enforces the learning and makes it very practical. That's what I like about it. And I also, as you've mentioned, I like the idea that there's bite-sized learning that I can dip into when I've got a bit of downtime, but I'm not obligated to do tons and tons of work between the modules if I've not got the space for it.
Yeah, lovely. In my mind, I'm thinking of different populations of people. So it might be a senior associate or a managing associate, depending on the terminology, but typically people who are looking to develop and progress their careers. So they might be legal directors, they might be counsel, they might be on partner track. But they're individuals who realize the only way they can progress their career is to move away from having to do all of the work themselves and to start to bring on talented professionals around them. So that would free up their time to do more complex or more challenging work, to develop client relationships, to build their business case, to attract more fees. So I believe it's uniquely beneficial to those populations because it really does give them a tool set and a capability which is necessary at this stage in their career. So in my mind, that's where I'm thinking this program will be most beneficial.
One of the things that I believe is really important is that in that first session when we're together, we really contract with each other around how we want to work with each other so that we can set up a learning environment which is safe, where we can challenge ourselves, when we can kind of prototype or experiment a little bit, and do that in a way that we're not going to feel judged or put down. So that's really important to me. Also, this concept that we've tapped on already, that this is kind of like, this is a learning journey. So we've got to work quite hard at continuing this good learning environment through all our different steps and reconnecting with that. How about you? What would you add?
I'd like it to be fast paced because lawyers are very bright, but ultimately really practical. So I always think that most people will be sitting, listening, thinking, well, they want to answer the so what question. So what does this mean for me in my career and what I want? What does this mean for my people and my teams? How will I apply it? What does it mean for my clients? How will I have a different conversation? I would really like it to be fun. I mean, 3 hours, we know, sitting in front of Zoom, it's not going to be just you and me talking, Charles, which I think should be music to everybody's ears. I want it to be interactive. So as you say, we're going to have people attending from a wide variety of law firms. And I think it's great to normalize and to realize, oh, I'm not alone. I thought it was just me who was struggling to delegate and let go to other people. I thought it was me who was just struggling to move away from doing the work myself, or me who's having difficult conversations. And I think that there'll be a lot of learning in the room, as it were, in the Zoom room. So providing as many opportunities as we can for people to share their experiences and ideas and interact with each other. I mean, at the end of the day, if people could also leave with a network of friends and colleagues from different law firms, that would be great. So yes, fun, stimulating, interesting, ultimately very practical. That's our intention in the design, I believe.
What do we hope that people will walk out having done our course? What are we hoping that they'll have, if you like, at the end?
So maybe if I make a start, they will leave with, I believe, a broader range of styles of leading, so they can flex to the situation, the people, the context. So they'll have a greater awareness of, you know, what's already within their skill set and how they can be more effective. I think the second thing I would like them to leave with is a real kit bag, a toolkit, so of approaches that we know really work, which will help them to be effective very quickly, that they can apply in a myriad of situations. And if I could just add one more, I'd like them to leave with a group of friends and a network of peers that they will stay in touch with. You mentioned legacy. I love it if the legacy of my programs is that those relationships and those people stay connected afterwards. What about you, Charles? What would you add?
So very similar. I'd like people to leave with lots of different practical applications of how they can use this.
Yeah.
Not just with their people, but also with clients, as you say, you know, kind of how can you elevate the conversations you're having with clients to add value to them in a different way and build that kind of trusted advisor relationship. I really hope that people find by doing this, they get more time, more quality time that they can then choose how to deploy.
How to spend it.
Yeah.
Lovely.
As opposed to always feeling that there's never enough time.
Yeah.
And and finally, you know, the whole process when you're doing this is you get an opportunity to look at yourself a little bit. So I really hope people get a chance to reflect on themselves as a leader or a potential leader in the law firm and decide how they want to be as a leader in the law firm. So I guess if having heard this this introduction, you're interested, you know, please go see the link below and go to the landing page, and that'll give you as much information as you want. Also on the landing page is Joanna's or my contact details. So if you want to chat further with us, you're more than welcome. And we really hope that we've piqued your interest and that we get to spend some time with you and help you on your journey.
I would echo that. Thank you.